Hey guys, what is up? EnteiTainment here, coming again with a team builder, and do not be alarmed, but we are building for OU with a Inferno and an Infernape. Now, I know this might be a little scary for some people out there, but I felt like Infernape did not achieve what he really can last time we used him. He spent most of his time either on the bench or getting killed, with the exception of his spectacular final moment. And if you haven't seen that video, it's the third Mega Sceptile and Infernape video, so go check that out. It's pretty sick, but he didn't do much else besides that, so we're going to try to redeem Infernape in the eyes of our viewers. So we're going to use not only Infernape, but his little pre-evolution Inferno, which I think should be fun. So I already have some EVs in here because I was deciding what I wanted to do with them beforehand, but we're just gonna take these out real quick. So we're gonna be running a vacuum waves, a nasty plot set, which I guess is not uncommon, but is definitely fun to use. And Infernape is probably the only Pokemon I know of that can actually successfully use Vacuum Wave due to his special attack stats, since most fighting Pokemon are obviously physical and you're going to be running Mach Punch, but Infernape can actually be very easily be special since he has equal offensive stats. But we're going to go ball to the walls and run a little something we like to call Focus Blast, which hopefully is going to tear teams in half, because Infernape is quite fast already, and if something is faster than us, we're just going to switch out. So hopefully he'll be able to destroy things with Focus Blast. Hopefully we'll see lots of connections. I could even run Fire Blast if we're really feeling... I don't know if we're really feeling that. Sure, okay, and we're gonna even go as far as to add Life Orb. So we're really gonna go in if we're at a third HP or less and Blaze kicks in and we have Life Orb and we're at +2 and we hit something with Fire Blast, it is not coming up from that unless it is resisted. I will tell you that right now. So, oh, he gets Gunk Shot. I did not know that. Wow. But that's not important, so here's our Infernape set. We're just running max speed, timid nature, and the rest in special attack and 4 in special defense. Doesn't really matter where those EVs go. So on to the next is going to be Inferno. And this is going to be a set that you can easily run on an Infernape as well, but we're actually going to be running sort of a anti-lead Stealth Rocker set, which also is a great set that you can run because he gets Fake Out, he gets Stealth Rock, he gets Endeavor, which is great with Focus Sash if you outspeed whoever you're against. And we're also going to run Taunt to maybe prevent rocks if they're not expecting it. And they're probably not going to be, considering the odds on a Inferno being run in OU is tiny, so they're not going to know what's up, hopefully. So we can hit him with a Taunt, and this will outspeed Defensive Landorus T, so that's good. We might be able to prevent rocks and then Stealth Rock on it or something, and then Endeavor it down to 1 HP when he hits us with Earthquake. So, but that's really just for Landorus, since that's a pretty common lead. And we're just going to put this in defense, I guess. Maybe special defense, doesn't really matter. And give him a minus special attack nature, so that would be Jolly, and that is our there's our Infernape and Inferno. So yeah, we're gonna name this the Inferno Squad. I could name it the Infernape Squad, but that, I don't know. So these Pokemon obviously share some of the same weaknesses since they are the same same typing. So we're gonna go in here to the Team Magma thing that we were using earlier and just throw those in real quick. Inferno and Infernape and Inferno, geez, okay. So we can see that they're weak to flying, ground, water, and psychic. So we're gonna kind of ignore flying for the same reasons as last time, since I don't think it's really worth accounting for. We'll just run some things that, or try not to run too many things that are weak to Talonflame. So looking at that, looking at ground, water, and psychic, I'm gonna show you guys one more thing that I like to use on PokemonDatabase.net. If you click on Game Mechanics, or if you just hover over Game Mechanics, you can click down under Useful Tools and go to something called Type Coverage Checker, and that will give you all the typings here. You can pick up to 4, and you're gonna see how many Pokemon that those typings have no effect on, not very effective, normal effective, or super effective. So we're going to ignore flying because I don't really care, or we'll put it in the first time, we'll see what happens, but it's probably going to give us nothing. But we're going to put in flying, ground, water, and psychic. So flying, ground, water, and psychic, and calculate that. So yeah, there's nothing that's not very effective because that's really broad coverage. But if we remove flying, for example, okay, so we get Shedinja with no effect, but we're not using Shedinja. And we get these Pokemon that are not very effective. Executor. So Celebi actually looks good because Celebi can definitely be used as a wall. Cacturne sort of can to an extent, maybe Shiftry, but I don't want to use too many low tier things because we're just gonna get we're gonna get destroyed. So we are gonna run Celebi, but I don't want to just use the basic defensive set we're always using. So he does get Baton Pass, so I could definitely try to use that. Maybe a pass into a different Pokemon. So we're gonna make you Swords Dance Baton Pass with Recover, because we do still want you to be kind of a wall, and just a Seed Bomb for your offensive move. I want you to be especially defensive for now. We'll see what I want for the other wall, and we don't really care about attack, but we're gonna put a little bit in there and just put the rest over here. What am I missing? Oh, so he's gonna be Careful Nature, pretty bulky with Recover and Seed Bomb, and we're gonna try to Baton Pass into something that will hit things that Infernape and Monferno cannot. So let me throw Celebi in here. Okay, so we're getting a little evened out here. That does give us another flying weakness, so we just won't add any more of those and we should be okay. So something we want to pass into is something that can hit, I guess, well, the main thing would probably be Heatran, but I don't know. Focus Blast might hurt Heatran a lot, but it's gonna mainly be ground types. I mean, he even gets Grass Knot. This is really good coverage, I think, but he's not gonna be able to hit Landorus T very hard, or Heatran, because Focus Blast isn't very dependable, and just water and ground types in general. So we're gonna want to run something that can hit ground types, I think. Dragon types as well. Maybe a Scarfed Pokemon so that we can pass into it and then it can get a couple hits off before we're switching out. I think we'll worry about that later. I think I want to get my other wall, and I want it to be a physical wall that resists as much of this as possible. Resists ground, flying, poison, maybe a steel type, but that's weak to ground. Steel is weak to ground, so... But you know what steel type actually is not weak to ground? Is Skarmory. Let's see how he fits. Let's see how he fits in here. Alright, so that actually pales out really well now. We're still a little uneven with flying weaknesses, but we just have We have a ghost weakness and no resist, but we have 2 water weaknesses and only 1 resist. But I think that's pretty good, honestly. I think Skarmory will work well. So we're just gonna use... I don't think he needs to be a rocker since we have Inferno. So we're gonna run Whirlwind so he can phase Pokemon out that are trying to set up. Roost is pretty essential, I think. Although he loses his flying type, but we're not gonna worry about that. And I don't like running Brave Bird because of the recoil, but we do have Roost, and it is much more powerful than the alternative Drill Peck. So I guess all in all it's worth it, and we'll run Iron Head just for now. I'm not sure what else you would run over rocks. You could run Taunt, but again, Inferno has Taunt. Maybe Toxic, actually. Yeah, we don't have anything that can Toxic, or we don't have Toxic on anything yet, so I'll run Toxic. We're just going to use the suggested set. I don't know what these 24 speed EVs are for, but I'm sure it's important to someone, so we're going to give it to Skarmory. So, Celebi's and Skarmory's weaknesses are actually complemented pretty well. They're both weak to fire, but we do have the Inferno twins over here. Bug. Yeah, I think that will work well. Skarmory is weak to electricity, which Celebi resists, so... And most electric moves are special, so this might work well, actually. Yeah, alright, I'll take it. So that's our core, that's our defensive core. I want to try to get some Volt Switch or U-Turn, at least one user for that, so we can get some Switch initiative going on here. We don't have a Mega yet. I do like Manectric. It is another ground weakness, but we do have 2, we have a resistance and an immunity. Let's just see how Manectric fits. It actually doesn't change really anything, and it gives us a flying resist as well. So it might be worth, and it hits water types as well. Something else you guys can also do is, if you want it, I'm not going to do it because it takes too much time, but you can put in the 4 moves you're going to pick, and you can click on the type coverage tab, and it'll show you how effectively you can handle each of the typings with physical, broken up into physical non-stab, stab, and special non-stab and stab. So this is also a great tab, but it's just going to be too long of a video, I think, if I add all that in. Maybe at the end of the video I'll cut, fill everything in, resume, and I'll just show you guys this tab afterwards. I think I'll do that actually. So, but before we do that, I'm going to make the, I keep clicking on that, I'm going to make the Manectric set. It's just probably going to be basic Manectric with Lightning Rod and Manectite with the Volt Switch that we want, the Thunderbolt, the Flamethrower, and probably Hidden Power Ice. Yeah, Timid, good, all good. Gives us a flying resist, gives us Volt Switch initiative, gives us electric stab for water types that Infernape might not be able to handle, but then we do have Grass Knot, so Grass Knot really only works against heavier opponents, so Manectric will be able to hit light water types. Jeez, sorry. Light water types, like maybe, I don't know how fat Azumarill is, but in Gyarados, Keldeo, so that'll be good. So we do want that thing we can pass into, which means physical, unless we want to change this to Nasty Plot, but we already have a Nasty Plot user, so that seems a little ridiculous. Something physical, I want to use something a little different. I definitely want a water type and a ground type. I mean, Swampert is a water and ground type. Should I run? I'll run Scarfed Swampert. Is that too much? I think we might as well go for it, because that'll hit. If I run Ice Punch, that can also hit Landorus. Landorus isn't going to be switching in on a +2 Waterfall or Ice Punch, I don't think. Even with Intimidate and fully defensive, because Swampert is not. Oops. Swampert is pretty strong, so we're gonna do that. I like the sounds of that, because that'll give us Earthquake Stab and a Water Pokemon. We're gonna run Ice Punch, Ice Ball. Power doubles with each hit. Repeat for 5 turns. Oh my god, that could actually be absolutely insane. If we're at +2 and scarfed into that, if this thing can survive for 5 turns, and the power doubles each time, that might be a little much. That could be a little much. I'm gonna run Ice Punch, and I think we're all set in the fighting department. I don't really want to run Brick Break. I could run Stone Edge for... I don't know what I'd be predicting though. I mean, Superpower is an option as well. I think I'll run Stone Edge for now, and we'll see how he does. He gets Outrage. Oh god. That would be scary. There's a lot of crazy things we could do with this set. I just don't know if it's going to work, and I want to play it safe for now, I think. I don't want this team to get too insane. I want it to be a little... Mixed Scarf, why are you... Oh, whoops. Earthquake, okay. Glad I caught that, so we're gonna do, yep, Jolly max attack. Yeah. Oh, let's see how he fits in actually, before I make any kind of commitment, but that looks pretty good. So again, he actually doesn't add anything. He fits in, it seems, because he's only weak to grass, and we have plenty of grass resistance and ways to handle grass Pokemon. So this actually looks nice. I'm liking this a lot. And I think it can have a lot of crazy potential if we run something like Ice Ball. That might be fun to see. But I am a little worried about Focus Blast and Fire Blast, but we gotta go all the way in with this set. So we'll see how this goes. I'm gonna throw the moves in here to look at type coverage. So I will be right back. I'll cut until we get this figured out. BRB. Alright guys, I'm back wrapping this up with the type coverage tab we see here, and you can see that it counts how many of each sort of type move you have, and whether it's stab or not, and whether it's physical or special. So since we do have 2 Pokemon that are the exact same type, our thing is going to be pretty skewed because of that. They can only have stab, fighting, and fire moves, and Inferno doesn't even have that, it just has Fake Out for a non-stab normal move, and I guess Endeavor. But this is what it looks like for us. We are missing a lot actually, but I'm not too worried. Dragon I don't think is that important since it only hits dragons. Bug Stab is pretty not important, I don't think either. Nor is Ghost or Poison. Maybe to hit fairies. We don't have anything really to hit fairies since we are lacking steel and poison moves. So I might switch this to Iron Head perhaps. But I'm just going to show you one more thing quickly. Something called Pyrotas.com, where you can import teams from Showdown. So what you do is you go over here, hit the import and export next to the name, just copy everything in here and paste it in the bin when you click import. So what you'll see here is it'll sort of account for what this tab was trying to do earlier, and it'll tell you how many moves you have that are effective against all the types. So you can see we have no moves that are effective against Fairy, Psychic, or Ghost Pokemon. So that's just something to notice. I think it shows it a little better than this does. I do prefer this type resistance chart to this one because I believe that the Team Magma one just goes more in depth. It actually sort of weights them, and I just like this system more. but on the flip side, I think this system's kind of gross. So that's why I use both of them. And the other thing that's actually really nice about this site is it sort of has a team checklist down here, and it'll go down and tell you if you have each of the following things. And it'll tell you, like, if you have a priority user, a booster, someone with, like we have Nasty Plot, but someone with a boosting move, all that stuff. So that can be really helpful. You might have, I actually forgot to put a spinner, so I actually put defog on Skarmory because I didn't have one, so this sort of helps for stuff like that, maybe little things you didn't catch. I did lose my statuser since I replaced Toxic for defog, so I may need to work on this a little bit because I don't like running hazards and defog, because I would like my hazards to, I would like to force my opponent to get hazards away. I don't want to remove my own hazards with defog. So I may need to edit this off screen and work on it a little bit, but this is just another site you can use, and all the links will be down in the description, both for Team Magma and for this here. So I think that is going to do it for this video. Just leave a like if you enjoyed. The next one is going to be coming out tomorrow when this team is actually tested. I'm not going to do any testing beforehand because I'd like to sort of show you guys how it does instead of testing it, doing edits to it, and just sort of telling you, oh, it struggled with this, oh, it struggled with that, so I changed this. I want to learn about this team with you guys and sort of show the learning process when you're making a new team. So yeah, that's gonna do it. I will see you with the next episode. I really hope you guys enjoyed. More videos coming out soon, and yeah, EnteiTainment out.